Welcome to Grit and Growth Applied, condensed conversations with people who know their craft and can help you get better.
Yeah, Justin, in these episodes, we focus on practical ideas that athletes, coaches, and parents can put into action right away.
Let's get into it, Shane. Today, we're talking about nutrition and healthy snacking for athletes, something that constantly comes up around rinks, fields, and training facilities.
And it's one of those areas where small choices can make a real difference in energy, recovery, and performance.
To help us with that, we're joined by Carmen Busse from Carzan Meats. Carzan produces locally made meat snacks, including beef jerky and snack sticks. And they've built a reputation for quality products made with real ingredients. And full disclosure, I'm actually a customer. And I've bought the jerky myself and I really like it. Today, I'm snacking on teriyaki because I have a hankering for dill pickle and it's all gone.
Teriyaki's the
best. It is the best. Carmen, before we jump into questions, can you give our listeners a quick introduction to Carzan Meats and, what you produce and what makes your products just a little bit different?
Yeah, 100%. So I like to say that we are a health food snack company. Just because of what we do. We started off as ranchers. So we are regenerative ranchers. We focus on that sector, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, protecting the land, caring for it, etc. And then we branched off, and I won't give the whole background of it. We started a little market in Southie for local stuff. We wanted to showcase our beef. We wanted to create a snack food. But our beef and our beef jerky took off like crazy. And we realized that people were truly hungry for something healthy, something that was going to sustain them and something unique and different. And so we kind of just ran with that, and it has morphed into this beef jerky bar business that I like to say is a green aisle jerky. Most companies, if you look at jerky, you turn the label over, it's full of seed oils, it's full of hydrolyzed plant proteins, it's full of anything you name it, sugar, corn syrup. But we have created something that will sustain you, that is a quick grab and go, that is instinctive, health-conscious ingredients that are going to fuel you long-term. And it's something that you can feed yourself and feed your family, no matter what's going on in there, whatever you've got going on in there for health needs, and we'll carry you through. And so we're the green aisle jerky bar, baby. We got it.
Well, and Carmen, I got some growing boys at home and need to replace an order anyways to keep it full. But really love the products. And Carmen, one thing that comes through when people talk about your company is your passion for helping people eat better. Where does that passion come from?
So what a lot of people don't know about me is I was sick, very sick years ago. And it came out of nowhere. I was your average farm kid. I grew up healthy. I was always strong. I was always in sports. And then somewhere in my mid-20s, I just started getting really, really sick. And it didn't matter what I was putting in my body. It didn't matter what I ate. It didn't matter what I did. You would find me curled up in a fetal position on my bed, not being able to sleep through the night. I remember getting up in the middle of the night, emailing my parents, saying, I don't know how I'm ever going to, move on to future things if this is how I am daily. I remember going to work. I'd taken a step down from management, and I just went to my little serving job that I was at out of necessity, and went to work, fasted 4 days on bone broth because I didn't know what to put in my stomach. I didn't know what was going to make me sick or what was going to set things off, or was going to end up, I was going to end up in an emergency room. And I went to conventional doctors, and I'm thankful if I'm having a heart attack, I'm going to them, thankful for this. But nobody could tell me what was wrong. I remember drinking the dye juice and getting the images and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, all they could say was, oh, your gallbladder's, yeah, it's kind of spasming a little bit. And that's all they said. It was like, but we don't really know. And I was like, so no gallbladders, no nothing, any solutions? Anyways, I'll stop there. It got pretty crazy. And the only thing that I could do for my body was heal it naturally through food. I started going to see a naturopath. started taking tons of stuff out of my diet and fueling my body properly. And I have become what I believe is the healthiest version of myself. I had children just right before 40, was one of the two of the healthiest pregnancies I've ever had. I feel so much energy throughout the day. And it's because of that, because when I started removing foods, I started realizing, oh my God, there is so much I can't eat. There's so much I can't do. There's so many things I can't have. And we wanted to create something for the me circa 2014, 2013, for people who are trying to feed their families so they don't get to be me circa 2013, 2014. For the people that are struggling with any issues, if I could have walked into a health food store and seen our product on the shelves, I would have thought I was in glory land because of what I was going to be able to snack on and have that was going to fuel me and help me in my healing journey. So that's just a little bit. And so we made it for the hims, for the me's, for the moms, anybody dealing with anything with their kids with issues. And we're pretty passionate about that because it's home turf for us.
Yeah, that's a great story and an awesome reason for you guys to head out an entrepreneurial journey and create something. I mean, when I look at the bars and I hear you, we're constantly in this environment. We're moving quickly for ourselves, never mind for our children, and we need to fuel our bodies somehow. And fast food just doesn't really, it misses the mark, doesn't it, in so many ways. But I can grab a quick beef stick that you guys have made and I get 10 grams of protein. I know that it has some natural honey in it for a slight bit of sweetener, but hardly any sugars, like 2 grams of sugar, 10 grams of protein. And I can feel satiated for quite a while and go on this. And so I think it's fascinating to hear. And the green aisle jerky, I'd never heard that comment before, but I like the thought of it. Let's move into some quick rapid fire, maybe focused on practical nutrition for athletes. Because I know a lot of our listeners are student athletes or they're parents of athletes, even coaches, and we're on the road. And instead of maybe reaching for the granola bar box from Costco, the chocolate chip chewy granola bars, it's going, how do we fuel our athletes as we're moving and going quick? So rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire questions.
Let's go with number 1. What's the best snack for an athlete on the drive to the rink or the field?
Protein. And I'm talking a simple protein. All right. We're not talking turn that, protein bar over and there's 30 ingredients on the back that I won't even go into. We're talking a simple protein that's going to not cause any kind of insulin spiking. It's going to get your kid through the game. And I would like to say our jerky bar created that way to be a simple protein that will fuel them long-term so they can play their best right to the end.
Shout out to a former podcast guest of ours, Melissa Arachi. She would say with the simple protein, just as a reminder for people, protein is something that had a face. Anyway, there you go. Let's go number 2.
Yeah, one snack.
That. That's right. Okay. One snack that parents often think is healthy, but really isn't great for athletes.
Yeah. So you touched on this already. Granola bars on the back of one of my super popular brand. Sugar is mentioned 12 times. I've done the count. I've read the back of so many boxes, trust me. And sugar is mentioned 12 times, and most parents don't know the other names for sugar, but you are literally giving your child a ticking time bomb. Your child is going to go out on the ice. The minute that granola bar touches their mouth, their body goes, this is a sugar influx and I need to start producing insulin that's going to burn that sugar away. So right away before they even get out there or they get on the court or whatever, their body is trying to fight that sugar, causes an insulin spike immediately. They get on the ice. That insulin is in there to specifically burn up the food that you just put in their mouths. So literally by halftime of any game that you're playing, your body has burned that off and dropped them into a sugar low, and they will not perform their best long term. Without knowing, most parents don't know these things, which is why we need to educate. Without knowing, you have given your child a ticking time bomb that is going to cause them to perform less than halfway through the game, and it won't bring them to the end. So I would say granola bar. The other one is protein bars. You have to be very, very careful. You think, oh, protein, great. You need to be reading the back at what else is with that protein as to whether or not that's harming their body rather than helping them. Those would be the 2.
Now, this next one, I remember when I was a college athlete, I used to keep 2 bags of bagels in my baseball bag and realizing that was not the best option. But anyways, that was a long time ago.
Whoa.
I know. You can chastise
Yes,
me
they're
later.
delicious, but like,
this isn't Shane circa 2014. This is we
there
won't
we
go to
go.
the
Hey,
circa.
but
Yeah.
this is the thing. I'm coaching college athletes right now. My own sons are athletes, and you'd be surprised at how much that old way of thinking still is pervasive. So if an athlete forgets to eat before practice and needs something quickly, what's a good grab and go option just last second here?
Grab and go option, again, it's a protein, and it's a simple protein. It's nuts, it's a cheese, it's meat, it's a jerky bar. It is something that they can just take and run with, that doesn't have anything else added to it.
What's a best snack immediately after a game or workout to start recovery?
I always say snack. We can talk about snacks, but water, 1000% with some form of electrolyte in it. Your kids have just sweat their lives away and sweat the reality of what they have fueling their body. I'm not talking Gatorade zeros with Allura Red and things like that in them. Something that's going to give your body even just natural sea salt and water. I mean, we put natural sea salt in our bars, non-iodized sea salt for the electrolyte effects of that, to refuel your body after. So they could do a water and a jerky bar, but something that's got some form of electrolyte that's going to give back. They could do water and lemon, water and lime. Those have natural electrolytes and are going to give your kid a boost directly after a game.
Shane, you got one more? I'll let you at it.
Yeah, let's do this. I love this one. What's one simple change families could make this week that would noticeably improve how their athlete fuels?
Simplify your ingredients. Simplify your ingredients. If you're turning a package over or you're turning something over and it has 15 to 30 ingredients on the back, that's not food. That is just a chemical. Well, we can call it food, but it's a chemical reaction waiting to happen in their body in not a wonderful way. If you could simplify your ingredients, if you could be, instead of grabbing that granola bar and this, you're grabbing an orange and a jerky bar, you're grabbing nuts and an apple, you are making banana chocolate chip muffins at home, but they only have 5 ingredients in them, and maybe you're adding a scoop of whey protein in there to add something to it. Simplify your ingredients and your children and your body will thrive. That was one of the biggest things. I went to a naturopath and we did this and that and that and that. But when it broke down everything, I was like, oh, all I did was cook from home, simplify my ingredients, and didn't buy packaged food with 30 ingredients in them. That's what we've done with our jerky bar. We have literally tried to make it beef, sea salt, honey, and spices. You might find some coconut aminos in there, which is fermented coconut sap that's good for your guts. But literally, we have brought it down to the smallest amount of ingredients so that your body and your children's body can thrive. So simplify, simplify, simplify.
Carmen, if someone listening right now wants to try your products, where can people find Carzan Local Meats?
Yeah, so we are in different stores across the country, but one of the easiest way that you can grab our stuff is carzanmeats.ca, Carzan meats.ca. You can order online. We have shipped to literally every province and territory now across Canada. It's an easy, simple reality. Your first time ordering, you get a 10% off code. It makes it really easy. We've got different, ways of ordering, different types. You can try certain things, but that would be the easiest way to find us. And then you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook just to take a look at what we're all about, where we came from, how passionate we are about the future and giving back to bodies and regenerative agriculture and all of that. Carzan Meats anywhere on social media.
Oh, fantastic. If I can, I want to throw in one bonus question here. Last second.
Yeah.
Does fruit have any positive effect as a snack just prior to competition, or is it create that same insulin effect that you were talking about?
Fruit is a complex carb. So I feel like I'm using a lot of big words here. But when you are taking any kind of like grain or granola or anything like that with tons of ingredients, it is a very simple carb that you're feeding. Fruit is more of a complex carb. It's full of fiber. It has other vitamins in it. So if you literally had a muffin or an orange in front of you, I would be like, take the orange, for goodness sake, take the orange, because of all of the reality of the complex ingredients that are in that are going to sustain you long term. Yes, you do get a slight insulin raise, but it has other things in it that are going to help your body understand, hey, this is a natural product here for me long term for health value, and your body will do something a little bit different with it. So I know people have arguments about fruit here and there, but there is more to it, and more that your body recognizes as natural ingredients that it's going to be able to use and sustain you. Again, it also has electrolytes in it, that citrus that's got that fiber, and it's got more. It's not quite the insulin spike that something like a granola bar or a muffin or any other just, simple grab and go brownie you're going to get at a gas station. I would still say pair it with protein. If you like,
100%.
pair it with protein.
Yeah.
But if you have to, take the orange,
No, thank you for that. I think that's a super helpful answer for me and our listeners. Carmen, thank you for joining us. This was fantastic, and thank you for sharing the practical advice that you gave us today.
For sure. Thank you guys for being around and educating people. This is a big need, and so many more Canadians are going to be healthy and raising their kids in a really cool way because of it. So thank you.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone else for listening to Grit and Growth Applied.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks so much for listening to Grit and Growth.
Yeah, hey, if you enjoyed that episode, it would mean a lot to us if you shared it with a friend, a teammate, a family member, or just left us a quick review wherever you listen. That's how we reach more people and keep great guests coming your way.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you don't miss future episodes with incredible guests and real stories that'll change and inspire you.
And until next time, stay curious, stay humble, and keep growing.